Hey, beautiful people. I hope you all are, in fact, magically delicious. You are here with the Fire and Ice, honey, because we are hot and ice cold at the same damn time. Hey, boo boo.
Hey, hon.
How you do?
You know what? I'm here. I'm a little tired. I'm here. I'm
Why are you
pushing through.
tired? Who did it?
Nobody did it. It's just life coming off the weekend. Um, we talked about this before. Being in the late 40s is just is it is quite trying sometimes because that pre or perimenopause thing that we got going on, and um, I was excited because I had gone 4 months without seeing a friend,
Oh, nasty bitch.
and the friend popped up and showed niggas.
I, I run this. You think you run this? I run this. You know
Right.
what? This is
And
because you've been going through it. I want you to understand that you are a queen. You know what? Better yet, I am a queen from beginning to end. I don't need you to lose for me to win. I am that fire, that magic, that bold, that command your soul within. I got money from checks I cash. I got talent. This shit gon' last. I be granted wishes, dear sons and daughters. Tell y'all go hush now, like blue ivy garden. I'm the thing to tell yourself. I'm good for your health. I'm good for your wealth. I'm the thing to tell yourself. I'm your mama. I'm your sister. I'm your auntie. I'm your daughter. I am beauty. Show no ugly. Follow me. I'll take you further. I am the light in the night. I'm giving you life. Yes, I ride for my bloodline. Just in case you did not know, you are all that and like a whole bunch of chips.
I love that song.
Thank
It's just
you.
so full of positive affirmations. It's like it gets you going. Like I love that song.
The funny thing is, it's called daily affirmations. Most people think it's called I am, but it's called daily affirmation.
Well, it's full of daily affirmations. I love it. Where can we get that song?
Oh, that's a great question. Everywhere that music is sold
Okay.
or streamed.
Apple, iTunes,
Okay.
Spotify, all that. Okay.
Yeah, because I was about to say you can't walk up into Target or whatever and try to buy it. You can't.
Streaming
Do
service.
they actually sell CDs? This is a good question now. Do they sell CDs still?
I think they still have a small section that says CDs and DVDs.
No.
Yeah,
I
there's
would
still a
like to
small.
go someplace and ask. You
Right.
sort of randomly walk into like, I don't know, a Radio Shack or something.
Let me know where you find an open Radio Shack.
Walk up in the Target. Excuse me. I'd like to get a CD and a DVD combo.
Maybe that was you like a book too.
Well, see, books are good. I like actually holding a book.
I do. I like turning the pages.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that I don't know. It actually makes me feel like I'm reading something. Like when I do it on my computer, I'm like, this is just probably social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah. I feel like I absorb it more when I'm actually holding the book and turning the pages. It's
Fact.
slower, but I feel like I'm getting the information more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people nowadays they just listen to their books. They're like, "Oh yeah, I read this book yesterday.
You
Did
didn't
you
read
read
it.
the words though? Like, did you actually read the book? Could you
Right.
highlight something?" Anyway, so today we are focusing on doing it scared. I can tell you that there are so many experiences that I've had in life where I'm doing things scared. One of them, and it's so funny. I had a conversation with somebody that I've known for a while now, for maybe like
Mm-hmm.
a year and some change, maybe 2 years. And I said, yeah, that time when I sang for Obama, and he was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, what? He's like, you you sang for who?
Yeah,
I
you
said, the
sure did.
president. And he goes, when? I said twice, like right before when he was running, I
Mm-hmm.
performed for him. And then right when he became president, I performed for him. And they're like, you performed for President Obama?
Yes, honey. Yes.
Yes,
April
I was,
Sampay did. Yes.
yes, I was on a stage with the president and his lovely wife.
Now, how scared were you?
Let me tell you, are you sitting down?
Mhm. Let me sit
This
down.
man, this no, it was a woman. Oh, she was a Secret Service. This is what made me even more afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Not only was there like thousands of people in the audience, but I picked up, I had a camera. That's how afraid I was. I was like, I don't want to miss like an actual picture. I don't want to delete it from my phone. And plus, phones were not the cameras weren't what they are today.
Right.
So I actually had a camera with film.
Right.
So I pulled it up and I got hit in my hand.
Oh.
That was.
And you dropped it like that?
I didn't drop it, but I almost dropped it. But I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like not only am I already afraid, but Secret Service is attacking me. and the lady looks at me and she says, you know, if the flash would have gone off, they would have shot because
they're trained.
Wow.
To the flash.
If the flash comes through, so no flashes are supposed to come from this side.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh. And I'm about to walk out to sing. So imagine I just got attacked by Secret Service. And at the same time, I got to sing before all these people and this president. I'm terrified.
I bet.
Shall listen. Okay. I'm up there shaking. I went back and listened to the song. It really did. Like when I first started, I sounded really bad.
Did you?
I did. When I first started the song, I'm like a fool of wind, stay too long. And then it hit me. I'm like, babe, you gotta do it. You have to do it and you have to be yourself.
Right.
And baby, signed, sealed, delivered for our wonderful president.
Right.
You gotta do it scared. Tell me when you did it when you were deathly afraid.
He's deathly afraid. I will tell you, so I consider myself retired from poetry, but I will never forget when I used to, perform regularly.
What is that, please?
I'm sorry, that is Chance, your nephew, your puppy down here. That is him wanting to be a part of the show with his toy.
Hey, sweetheart.
But I remember, I'll never forget, like going on stage, and every single time I would be afraid. Every single time my stomach would bubble. Every single time I would be like, oh my God, like, okay, please remember what you're going to say. And it every single time. And then I wouldn't be relieved until the poem was over.
You know why that's deep to me? Y'all, for all of you viewers, I don't know if y'all heard it the first time I told it, but I'm going to tell it again. Greg Evans, amazing realtor, said, I need to introduce you to one of my good friends. And I was hosting at a place called Indulge. Greg was with me. Greg had already gotten there. And he said, she's going to come in and do a poem. I said, okay. She walks in. I hand her the mic. It was just seamless. I don't even know if we were even really talked. I just handed her the mic. This woman did a poem, got a standing ovation, turned around and said, okay, I'm about to go do a real show.
I did not know.
Okay. That's not what you said, but that's what I heard. This is small change.
No, ma'am.
I'm about to go and kill it down the street. By the way, I killed it so much here that now you don't even have to let anybody else perform. Just go ahead and shut the shit down, which is exactly what I did.
Well, I thought the show was over. I thought I was the last one.
Well, you made it so that you were the last one. Behind you. So it's funny that you say you were nervous. There's nothing nervous about the first performance I saw, and there's nothing ever nervous about all of the performances that I've seen, since then. So sometimes
I do it scared every time.
That's awesome, though. You're doing it, right?
Right.
Is there anything else like besides poetry? Like, because right now you've been singing a lot.
Right. And so I do background. So I'm comfortable with the people that I'm doing these background vocals with, and I'm comfortable with my range. And so I know I'm not going to do anything, over the top. So it's a little more comforting in that situation. I would definitely, and I've taken lead before, and I am terrified. And I'll tell you, it's just because I feel like my hat's off to you because you have to control so much more than just your voice. You're controlling the band, the direction of the song. You got to feel, the vibe of the crowd. Do we keep going? Do we vamp here? Do we bridge? What do we do? And I would much rather in that situation take instruction because I get flustered. I start forgetting lyrics. So
same. I will forget that I just did a song 30 seconds ago. I think to your point, what you were saying about the people that you perform with, it's great that you perform with people that you feel comfortable with. So like for me, my band is amazing, right?
Yeah, they are.
But I also have the music director of all music directors. So I got to give it out to Gary Groove. You know, and I have 2 other music directors now that I work with who are amazing as well, and I'll give them their shout outs. But Groove deserves all of the flowers. I've been with that man for 20 years.
Right.
And he has held me down on levels that nobody else could ever. It's funny that other people have been like, can we work together? Absolutely not, because you are not going to be able to give me what Gary has given.
Right. And I'm sorry, shout out to Gary for he's taking his health initiative, his workout. I saw his videos. He is up at 5, 6 a.m. So shout out to him. Proud of him for that.
Gary's 173 years old. He is 173 years old, and he
looks good. He don't look a day over 40.
Right. You would think that man, I'm like, Groove, how do you say so young? Man, 173 years old. I got to give a shout out to Shaman. Shaman is an amazing music director, and also a shout out to Miss Drummers, who is killing it in the ATL. So I'm sorry, I had to give them their flowers too, but Groove always deserves a full bouquet, honey.
Right. Going back to doing it, so you were asking me like different situations where you say I've done it afraid. I'll tell you, I work in a field that is heavily dominated by men who do not share my hue and who have military backgrounds.
Okay.
So when I first got in the industry, I felt I don't know if I was afraid, but there was definitely some apprehension, and there I definitely had a feeling of imposter syndrome where like, do I belong here? Should I be here? But I had the skill, I had the knowledge, the know-how. And so I had to walk in it and get over that fear and that apprehension and be like, they brought you here because you have a skill set. Shine in that. Forget the fact that these people don't look like you. They brought you here. They're listening to you. And, that was one thing that I loved about moving and living in Washington, D.C. Moving to Washington, D.C., I came and I started working in the banking industry. And I worked in finance in Charlotte, but the reception in D.C. was so much better. Like as far as listening to a little young 26-year-old Black girl tell people of all different flavors what to do with their money. Yeah, it was amazing. So, doing it afraid, moving to DC. I moved here afraid.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like how that part to me sounds even more scary. Because moving to different cities is, if you've never moved before, because that was for the most part, you moved there and you were in like Salem, right?
Right. I went to Salem State University. I left Charlotte, went to Winston-Salem State, went back home. And when I got back home, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna move.
Why DC? Like what made you say I'm moving to DC? Because to your point, people, it didn't matter what color you were. It didn't matter what the situation was. You were able to properly articulate yourself. You were able to give actual knowledge from your knowledge and add value, right? So that part is like a given, but you're moving from a place where maybe that wasn't accepted as much, and there, it's like, you're winning. What made you say DC?
Well, it was actually between DC and Atlanta, and I had interviewed back and forth between both cities, and the DC opportunity came so much easier. And, the doors open at the time. I had a relationship. My job lasted longer than the relationship, but that individual helped me make the transition. I have to give him credit. He helped me make that transition. And it was just, it became easier. It was just an easier transition.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be in Atlanta when I was in college. I was like, I'm moving to Atlanta. But then I remember coming and visiting DC. It was something about the energy, the vibe. I said, oh, I kind of like this place. So yeah, that's what happened. It's just the doors open. So I was afraid. And then, it's like, there's a quote I heard, I don't know, but I've heard somebody say that. They say, a lot of times when God calls you, he'll prepare you. The prepared aren't always called.
Ooh.
And so I feel like I was moving and I have been moving and listening to, to God. Where does he want me to go? What does he want me to do?
Well, okay. I love it.
Afraid and all.
Okay. I love, it's people like yourself that made me feel a little bit more comfortable moving when I moved down to the country. It was people like yourself, because you were able to still thrive. You know what I mean? And a person like me, my personality is a lot, and it's a lot for other people to handle. The average person cannot deal with me and all of this. Right. I'm a lot. And I know I'm a lot, and I'm okay with it. But moving here kind of not even toned me down, but toned me down a lot. So look, all of you all in Augusta who are like, "Ooh, she a lot." Imagine me in the DMV. I was a lot more. So you're welcome. But I was terrified to move here. I didn't think I was going to belong. I didn't think I was going to fit. I didn't think, all of the bad things that you could think of, I thought for myself. But reality kicked in, and I'm like, what's for me is for me.
Right.
And so I'm going to make the best of my situation and figure it out. And to your point, like, God kind of made a way for me. Like, just made everything fit.
Right.
It hasn't been the easiest, but it's been. Anyway, that being said, can I play something real quick?
Sure.
Quote from Glennon Doyle: if you can't beat the fear, just do it scared. Some people ask me, Ryan, do you get nervous before you speak? I say every time. They say, so what do you do about the nerves? Nothing. I just do it nervous. Sometimes you just do it tired. Sometimes you just do it depressed. Sometimes you just do it lonely. Sometimes you just do it broke. But you have to just do it. Ideal circumstances and ideal emotions may not come your way, but you don't need ideal to just do it anyways.
That was when he said just do it broke.
Do it broke.
When he said do it broke, I was like, wait, what? Right. What do you mean? How many times have you said I want to start something, but I can't do it because I don't have enough money?
Too many times.
I'm like, you know what?
And that may have been that millionaire idea. Too many times.
I'm in the process of writing a book, right? And it's so funny because, I
said, okay, author.
I'd like to be identified as an authoress.
Okay, authoress.
But I'm in the process of writing a book. It's nothing too big, but the fact is that I've always been afraid. So a lot of people don't know I'm dyslexic. I am dyslexic. When I was diagnosed when I was in 5th grade. And my mother's like, not my baby. Yes, your baby. Okay. I also have, like, when it comes to reading comprehension, I have to read something.
That's another topic.
I have to read, I know, right? I have to read something 50 times, and that's an exaggeration. But before I can say, oh, okay, now I get what they're trying to say. So I have learning disabilities where I've always used those, not necessarily as crutches, but as crutches, right? And so I've been afraid to do everything. Going back to the bank, because I too work for the bank. And I remember something so small. I started as a teller 500 years ago. And I was afraid of typing out people's checks, cashier's checks, right?
Okay.
Because I said I was going to do it wrong. What if I type something wrong?
Right, and the dyslexia, yeah.
What if I read something and it's not, and everything's flipped and I'm messing up everybody's money? What if? And I'm like, bitch, do it. Just do it. If you mess up, you'll just get written up. Like, or you get fired. Who cares?
Or you'll get coached, or you'll get trained, or you'll get a new tool.
There you go. That was when my original mindset was, I'll get written up, I'll get fired, I'll get this, I'll get that.
Right.
And the funny thing is, those were the things I never messed up on. You know what I mean? Like, I messed up on dumb things, but not the things that you would think that I would have messed up, because I was so like, let me focus.
Right.
And so sometimes you realize with your insecurities, disabilities, things that are holding you back, you focus more to make sure that you do the right thing.
Right.
Can I play a long video real quick?
Sure.
I mean, I don't have to play it.
No, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not naming no names, but you the one who sent it. Ooh.
Speech for my secondary school graduation, and I don't claim that's and I don't claim that speech in public. It was not good. And while I'm here, let me just say that wasn't even me. You know, it's amazing how good AI has gotten nowadays. People can just deepfake anyone. So this speech is my do-over, and at the top of my speech here, I'd like to give you a 3-word summary of everything I'm about to tell you. Are you ready? I was kind of hoping for a stronger response. Are you ready? Do it afraid. In 2016, I attended a summer camp at the African Leadership Academy, where I was introduced to the concept of a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal. This is something that gets you going, gets you excited, and moves you forward. From the name, you can tell it's 3 characteristics. It is big. This is a goal that is massive in scope. It should be transformative and impactful. It is hairy. This is a goal that is messy and uncertain, such that solving it forces you to grow. And finally, it is audacious. And if there's one thing Gen Z has, it's the audacity. Your goal has to be daring. Your haters need to hear you and snicker. Think Kennedy in 1961 committing the USA to putting the first man on the moon. Think Lin-Manuel Miranda in 2009 looking the Obamas in the eyes at the White House and saying, I'm working on a hip-hop album about Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton. Think Tomilola Adeniro saying, I'm going to write, direct, and produce PAU's first musical theater production. I tried to sneak one in there, but I'm sure you'll never guess which. I kid, but I brought that up to show you that I practice what I preach. I became the president of the drama club, and that was one of the things I set out to do. So with the help of my solid team, Ebube, Fade, Grace, and the drama club members, we raised over 1 million naira to produce our play, Love is Like a Butterfly. No one on the team had experience doing theater at the scale we did. We didn't have trust funds. We didn't have all the knowledge. We didn't have all the funding. Heck, we didn't even have all our cast members. All we had was a big, hairy, audacious goal and a strong community. And we did it. We did it afraid. You will never be 100% ready, but when the time comes to do it, you do it afraid. When you're scared, people will laugh in your face for saying the things you've dared to dream to do. You do it afraid. When you're doing your thing and it lands you in rooms with people you never imagined you'd speak to, you do it afraid. And when the pressure isn't external, when you're alone at night wondering if you've bit more than you can chew, you be honest with yourself and say, yeah, maybe I have. But you get up the next morning and you do it afraid.
Jermaine.
Yes, ma'am.
When you do it afraid, when you wake up in the morning, how do you get through your day?
You do it afraid.
Don't talk about my man's
that's my brother. No, that's my brother. But no, you push through and you do it, and hopefully at the end you see, you realize, why was I afraid? It worked out. It's working out. it's growing, it's blossoming. It's, sometimes you just, I wish you could see what I see. I'm sorry. But you just have to keep pushing. You have to keep doing. It's your nephew Chance. He is over here.
I'm like,
but you just keep on. You just have to press through. And like I said, for me, my faith in God is very strong. And then I really come to a place where I rest and I realize that He is not going to put me in a situation that I can't handle. He's not gonna leave me to fail. In my 48 years, what may have felt like failure at the time, I can look at now and realize, it didn't work out the way I thought it would, but a lesson was learned and I got better from it.
See, okay, so it's funny because I was gonna say that, like, no, sometimes I think God does like make you fail. But we now we're saying the same thing. So I'm like, God will make you fail so you can get through it. Right. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, listen, you're going through something right now. You're going through it. What I want you to do is I want you to feel every emotion that you're feeling. Don't try to mask it. Don't try to cover it up. Don't try to get over it. Every time you get over it, you fail to learn whatever the lesson is that you were supposed to learn.
Right.
And then
and so at the same time, like when you're doing it afraid doesn't mean you're doing it without being prepared. It doesn't mean you're doing it haphazardly.
But even if you are doing it without being prepared, like, okay.
Right.
Like, because what happens? I'll be blunt in this. We're doing this unprepared. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, not necessarily. So this is new for us, but we still have certain skills. Like you have skill set. Like you have to give credit. Like you threw together, logos, intros. Like we're coming together. We have topics. Like we have skill sets. It's just that this is new that we're putting these skill sets together in this way. So we're prepared. We have preparation. It's pushing us out of a comfort zone to do something different with the skills that we've been given.
Okay, I'll receive that.
Thank you.
But I still don't think that everybody does that. Even sometimes you do things prepared, i.e., like having a baby. Some people just aren't prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you're not prepared. Right. Don't let that stop you. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, right.
In fact, I'll give you this one. Real quick.
The night before, and you take a drink with your friends, and somebody says, "Yeah, we should go skydiving tomorrow," and you go, "Yeah, we'll go skydiving tomorrow." Yeah, and you go, "Yeah," and everybody goes, "Yeah," and you go home by yourself. You're like, Right? You're like, well, I mean, they was drunk too. So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep. And you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane, and you can't figure out why you would do that. So you get there, and then you have this safety brief, and you're standing there, and the guys will tell you, well, if the chute doesn't open, what's going to happen is you're doing, well, why the hell, what could happen? So you get onto the airplane, and you're sitting there, and it's extra because you're sitting on some dude's lap, some stranger, trying to make small talk. Yeah, man. So you be jumping with people all the time, huh? So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet and somebody opens the door. And in that moment, you realize you've never been in a freaking airplane with the door open. Terror, 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 terror. And then people start going out of the airplane. And the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing and your toes are on the edge, and you're looking out down to death. They say, on 3. 1, 2, and he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3. And you fall out of the airplane, and in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying. zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. The lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of fear.
I believe that in every way, shape, and form.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Give me one thing, because I know we getting all the way down. We done been here for a minute. Give me one thing that God has placed on the other side of fear.
Hey, we gotta prepare me for stuff like that. One thing God has placed on the other side of fear. I don't know. Share yours while I think.
My husband.
Oh.
I would have never. So I made it very clear to everybody that I've ever dated. Shout out to everybody who I've ever dated. That I do not want to get married, no matter how many times you ask. No matter how far we go. No matter how good all of the activities are. I do not want to get married. I don't want children. I don't want this. I don't want that. Like, all I want to do is enjoy my life the way I'm enjoying my life. And I meet this man who's like, oh, okay, that's what you're going to do? Okay, let me show you what you're going to do. You know what I mean? And I remember when he asked me, I was just like, seriously? Okay. You know what? Let's try this. Let's see. And I mean, the whole beginning of our relationship was me kicking and screaming and telling him all the reasons we shouldn't be together.
Self-sabotage.
100%. 100%. So I would definitely say that my marriage was the blessing that God placed on the other side of fear. And I think that every single day is a lesson, right? Like, every time he and I, we have our moments and we have the craziest issues that are just unbelievably stupid. But on the other side of those things are another lesson. And so it's funny now, if we argue about something, I'm like, oh Lord, what do I have to learn from this? What am I supposed to learn? It's times I'll go over to him and be like, listen, it's my bad, because this is why this happened. You know what I mean? Like, we literally had this dumbass argument because I need to learn more patience. And, you know, I struggle with patience all the time. Like, there's so many things that I struggle with. So on the other side of fear, or doing it scared, I was terrified to get married. I was terrified to be in a long, committed relationship. And on the other side of it was amazing bliss. All right, your turn.
That's beautiful. I don't know, how do you follow up with that? Like, for me, on the other side, I mean, of course, childbirth.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. I remember, and it's funny. So I know I was in labor for 18 hours. But as soon as that baby boy was placed on my chest, all of the pain, the swollen ankles, everything that came with it before just dissipated. And it was just filled with this unbelievable love.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's funny because, so I guess I can't ask you the question about the mom like stories. I met a few moms that are like, listen, they gave me these babies. I was like, who the hell are you? Who are you? I don't even know you. And I'm like, okay, is it uncontrollable love and you know, just happiness and whatever? Or is it like, I don't know you and I gotta feed you every day?
Yeah, no, at that moment of child, it was bliss, it was love, it was joy.
But the next day you were like, I gotta feed you every day?
No, it wasn't the next day, but I will tell you, it was probably, let me think, he may have been about 6-7 months. And I remember leaving from work, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm driving, and then it popped in my head. Oh shoot, I gotta go pick up my baby. And I was like, I gotta do this every day. I was like, I have to pick up this boy every day for the next upteen year. Yeah, that's when it hit me. I was like, I gotta do this every day. Because for a slight second, I forgot that I needed to go pick up my child.
Well, and see, and the blessing of it all is to see him now. You're like, it's all worth it. I mean, I don't know if that's how you feel, but it's funny because I look at him. Yeah, I look at him and I'm like, yo, look at him. Like he's a grown. Not only is he a grown man, but he's doing what he's supposed to do. Right. It's a lot of, and he's still a kid to me too. So there's a lot of kids out there.
He messes up and he causes me headache, and he gets an expensive best friend. Like, it's no doubt there's definitely growing pains and growing lessons and all of that. But yeah, I wouldn't trade.
He's a blessing on the other side of fear.
Absolutely,
I love that. What you working on, and what's on the other side of tomorrow?
What's on the other side of tomorrow? I guess. So right now, I'm trying to wind down the year with the professional side with work. So I'm just working on some tasks that I have to complete for my job, and because I am on vacation December 23rd until January 2nd, I will not be looking at anyone's computer, logging in, doing any type of timesheets. I am going to relax. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully getting more into the Christmas spirit, because I haven't been feeling real Christmassy the past few weeks. I don't know what it is, but I've been feeling real Grinch-like.
Oh, welcome. Welcome to my side of the world. Everybody's like, oh, you going to put up a tree? No.
I did put my tree up.
Huh?
I did put my tree up.
We need a picture of your tree. I need to send me a picture of your tree so I can show everybody. Tomorrow.
Okay.
How can people follow you?
Jermaine Pringle on Facebook, and on Instagram, I am Jermaine_Soko, and on Threads and at the YouTube, I am Jermaine_Soko. And
keep in mind, y'all, Jermaine is spelled different on Facebook than it is on Instagram and YouTube and Threads.
Yes, so on purpose.
On the purpose. So real quick, y'all, I am working on some things. I have some shows coming up. So January 12th, y'all, get your tickets for the Greek Explosion. It's going to be down to the, down to the Timonium at Magooby's in the Baltimore, Maryland. I'll also be at City Winery on December 6th, and we're back. Okay, so we're going to start over, okay? The Greek Explosion is going to be down to the City Winery in Atlanta. Okay, I'm all the way wrong. Did you just hear what I said?
The Greek Explosion is going to be in Timonium.
Thank you. At Magooby's. Okay, y'all. I'm not even scared. I just did it wrong. The Greek Explosion.
Don't blame it on the dyslexia.
Sure, yeah, because I'm reading it right here. Is in Timonium, y'all, at Magooby's. Make sure you get your tickets. If you are interested in tickets, all you have to do is inbox me. I'll be at City Winery February 16th with I'll be performing at the Poetry versus Hip Hop. One of the other features is going to be, wait for it, the Malcolm Jamal Warner. So get your tickets. Girl, let me tell you, I've had the biggest crush on Mr. Theo. So I'm excited about that. And I do have another announcement that hopefully will be coming up for the month of February. I have an event in March. We'll talk about those a little bit later. So right now, let's focus on the Greek Explosion and City Winery. So if you want your tickets, inbox me now, and we'll talk more soon. We will see you all tomorrow. Oh, wait, before I do that, aprilsampay.com. Please visit me if you want to listen to or download any music. April Foster Properties. for all of you who are looking to purchase a home and you are afraid, do it scared. Buy the house because this is an investment. This is something that you can use later on in life for generational wealth. You are able to use that house to purchase another house. You're able to use that house to help with your children's education. There's so many things that you are able to do with purchasing a home, and creating generational wealth is just that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you can visit me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at April Sampay, YouTube at April Sampay, and everywhere else at Realtor April Foster. But you can go to my website, www.aprilfosterproperties.com. That's www.aprilfosterproperties.com. Any last words, Sweet Potato?
That's an infomercial right there.
I know it was too much because I couldn't get it out. I was scared.
You did great, and you did it afraid.
I did.
Afraid, yes.
And did first I was afraid. Any more last words about doing it scared?
Just do it. Like you said, just do it. Do it scared. Do it scared. Do it broke. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just start it. Get that momentum going and just do it. Jump out there and go for it. You know, every success stories has a line of failures behind it.
Wait, real quick. I have some real quick. I just found this out. Somebody told me. I don't know how true it is, but regardless of if it's true or not, I thought it was beautiful. You know the company 409?
No.
Was it you who told me?
No.
Okay. You know the company 409? Like the
cleaning? Okay.
Right?
The cleaner. Yeah.
But isn't it a degreaser? No?
Right. It's a cleaning product.
Okay. So 409, the reason he called it 409, because he messed up 408 times creating it.
Wow. See? Just do it.
Just do it. Like, you are going to make mistakes. Please make your mistakes. Every mistake you make is an opportunity for additional knowledge, sir, ma'am. Please make your mistakes. I love you guys. I'm not lying. Not this time. Be beautiful. Be blessed. Be doing it scared on purpose in real life. Bye-bye.